right, we are downtown Minneapolis, and as you can guess, logistics are fun. So we're gonna follow the foreman Tim here with H&U Construction. He's gonna have us do something kind of fun and illegal for most people. Not illegal for us today. Here we go. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Look how quick that is. You're doing it. Holy cow.
You got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really excited to be downtown Minneapolis for our next project, Project 7. This is going to be so exciting. We are replacing an old pond that had lived its life. They're doing a renovation. They wanted something new, something spectacular, and they brought us in to do it, and it's going to be so exciting. As you can see, I am donned up in all of my safety gear because that's a requirement on this job. We have to follow OSHA rules and regulations, so we have to make sure that we are wearing the helmets, the safety vests, eye protection, all the good things, all right? We've got a nice little space to work with. What you're seeing here is I'm probably standing at close to the level of the bottom of what the pond will be. We're actually gonna come up about yay far. Beautiful koi pond, 11 by 16 with a little waterfall coming off on this area over here. So really gonna be very exciting to see this one come together because this is not somebody's backyard, man. We are in downtown Minneapolis, and I mean, it doesn't get much more downtown than this. I used to do service calls for computers in these buildings, and they are popular condos that people love to live in. So this is gonna be just earth-shattering, all right? Subscribe, like, hit the bell button. It all helps us out. All right, thank you very much.
So, man, what a cool project. We're gonna bring the sounds, the sights, the smells of a running water feature with blooming flowers to downtown Minneapolis. The concrete jungle is about to come to life with the sound of running water. I cannot wait. And what's so fun about this is it's gonna get better over time. So even though when we're first done, it's gonna look sweet, it's gonna look better and better as it grows and matures. And this is gonna make it feel like its own oasis, where we're so excited to hear when they have people gathering here till late at night, just enjoying this water feature. I'm excited. So stick around because part 1 is us planning, us digging, and us starting to set the first boulders. Project part 2 is us finishing rocking it in, moving the fish over because they had fish from the first pond, getting them acclimated, building our waterfall, and then plugging it in. And then we'll have a revisiting series in a couple of years where we come back and show you what the landscape architects have done, because we're working with landscape architects here. And whenever we get to do that, their green thumb and their eye for plantings comes through, and you're gonna see this just looks so awesome. So keep watching, hit that subscribe button if you have not yet, because we've got a lot to show you. Our goal is to give you new content every Thursday at 7 p.m. Sometimes that doesn't happen, but we're always gonna give you something fun to watch, and there's gonna be some fun shorts on this project. We're already seeing a bunch of things that are happening, making you go, I don't know how this is gonna work, but it's gonna work. All right, let's make it work. All right, so what we're doing right now is we're having to offload all of our boulders to get them up onto that story, 1 story up. It's a concrete deck. There's no real access to actually bring these boulders in other than using this boom lift. This is the first time I've used a boom lift. I've used front end loaders quite a lot, been trained in on those, and it's very similar to a front end loader. Instead of using a bucket, you're just extending the boom. So it's pretty intuitive. With Dan's help, we're able to make sure we're not pushing the limits of the weight. He always knows such a good job of what weights he's sitting at. And then from there, Jake will take you up top and kind of show you what they're having to do to get these things staged. The big thing is we can't leave too much weight on this concrete deck overnight or for an extended period of time. So they're having to move everything onto our dirt. So what's cool about what we're doing is we're at least building a water feature in soil, but we're still in a concrete jungle. So when it's all said and done, it's It's gonna feel like you're in a little private paradise. You'll forget you're in the city, but man, there is some logistics to figuring this out while we're doing it. It's a beautiful setting. We've got all these homes are gonna get a chance to look out at this water feature. We've got a patio that's gonna be really intimate, that's gonna be so inviting. And then we've got some really beautiful stone to work with. So we've got this nice trap rock that's gonna be really fun. And right now we're just waiting on our landscape architect to give us some help on knowing right where that patio is gonna be so that we can really start our planning of our digging process. The other cool thing is there's a potential from this to go from an 11 by 16 pond on up to potentially a 12 by 20, maybe 21 by 16. We're gonna kind of see what space we have here to work with and what we might be able to recommend. We're gonna just bring this whole area to life. There's gonna be a lot to look at. So you're gonna wanna keep watching. We're at the planning stages right now. It's a challenge to get down here. It's a challenge to get machinery down here. It's a challenge to move 40,000 pounds of rock up on top of a one-story concrete deck and doing your best to minimize any kind of damage. Everyone has their strong suit and they're letting their passion come through with their strong suit. His attention to detail, his safety, his ability to be on a machine in a safe manner is a really cool thing to see. Thanks, man. Yeah. It's a pleasure working with you.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you. That's cool. I love that our team is also adjustable and excited because sometimes people could be like, oh man, that sounds like a lot more work. But our team was like, sweet, we gotta make it bigger. And that really makes me excited because yeah, we gotta make it bigger. We're going from an 11 by 16 pond to a 16 by 21 pond. That's by feet. So it's gonna fit the area really nicely. The patio, it's gonna be really the size and scale of everything. We're getting ready to start marking it out here soon and spraying out.
So, 16 by 21. We're gonna mark out our 16. So we've got our 21 going here from the marks that Nick and I left. We like to give ourselves a box to know the rough dimensions. This is not exactly what we're gonna have here.
You're right. Everything comes this way because this is where access is touching.
Okay.
We're in the middle of day 4 here on project number 7 of the year. Working downtown comes with all sorts of challenges as we're finding here, but the guys are handling it with grace, with humility, with kindness, and it's been awesome. Things are going really smoothly with us. We finally got our hole dug all the way. Everything's sloping to a deep spot coming down here, and we're at about 3.5 feet deep where I'm about standing. So that water line is gonna be somewhere probably about chest high. Kind of hard to tell exactly right now. This is gonna look awesome. We've got underwater lights that are coming in here. We got some beautiful trap rock to work with. I'm really excited by that. We're just gonna be checking for any threats to the liner, which are anything sticking out, anything that could puncture a hole in the liner, and we start putting our rock in there. Once we all give the thumbs up to that, we'll come in with our heavy duty fabric. Once the fabric's in, then we'll put in our liner. It's a 45 mil EPDM liner. Perfect for Minnesota. As you know, I love my job. I love talking about it. I'm turning into a project manager for our team because we got some really talented guys that we want to elevate. And I'm gonna get better and better at talking to you guys about what we're doing, the thought process, and why you might wanna choose us for your next project. We'd love a chance to earn your business. Even if you're across the world, we've got an awesome team and we've got really good resources across the world, so we can help you. Don't be afraid to reach out to us. We wanna earn your business. We wanna create everywhere, and it is so fun because we love what we get to do. You see why? Isn't this awesome? All right, so we've got the liner in, and we set up our laser for where our water line is going to be, and we just left ourselves about a foot on this side with about 5 feet on that side. So we're pulling a good 1.5 feet this way, giving ourselves more like 2 feet of liner to play with, because one of the things that happens when we're placing these boulders is it's going to start pulling that liner down. So we like to give ourselves extra liner everywhere. The guys are just great. You just kind of take it fold at a time. So that's one of the things where we're trying to do right now. And right now you can see Justin's worrying about where to put the liner, where the folds are, trying to make sure that there's fabric underneath. He felt like there's a crushed in spot of dirt, so he's gonna address that. And really what we're trying to do is get ourselves ready for the fun part where we start rocking it in, and we'll come in with a pretty big boulder to start things with. At the end of the day here, we're gonna clean up everything so we can stage more boulders on this side, stage more boulders over here, and that's usually when I need to stop talking.
All right, rock coming in. All right, now go down slow, please. See that? I know. I like it because then we can fan off with this tier.
A small chunk by your right.
Good. Hold on.
With that being said, man, what an awesome week. A lot of challenges, a lot of curveballs. Working downtown is working downtown. I'm sure everybody who's watching this who's worked down here is like, yep, I've been through that. We got kicked out of our parking spot. We saw an ambulance rush into the into the condo complex here. We had to move 40 tons, 80,000 pounds of boulders up onto a concrete deck with a boom that I've never driven before today, but I've driven front end loaders. It's much like that. And everything went really smooth. The team did a great job. They care about what they're doing, and we have an awesome pond going in. We've got a lot of rock work still in today. I'm really happy with the way it came together. We got our fish tunnel in. We've got the top of it starting to get covered. We're building our way out. Not without any challenges. We got rain yesterday, and so we're sinking in all over the place, kind of having to adjust our angles with this, but we got a lot of good stuff done safely, and everything's got strength to it, so I'm pumped. It is a very intricate and tedious thing. We're making sure these rocks are all placed with care. So we strap them by hand, which I'll get doing here with the machine and kind of show you. We get them strapped by hand, we get them floating in the air by the straps, and then we have someone who has to kind of place them down perfectly so that they're strong, they look good, we're filling in our lines, and we're setting ourselves up for the next rock.
We set this cool rock right here. Now we know that there's going to be a patio over here. This is going to be a real key area. And we want to get a rock that people can walk out on and have it very close to the water line. Well, we set this rock in here and it was just a little too high for what we wanted, right? So what we did is we flipped the liner, the fabric in. Aiden and I dug out a spot to have that sit lower. So now this should come in and it should sit down a little bit lower to where it's recessed closer to our water line. So we have that cool effect where the fish come right up to where you can feed them, and you got that water right up to the rock type of look. So that's what we're going for here. And I'll still get the fabric down, of course, to protect the liner under and over. especially with these big jaggedy rocks. And we'll see if Aiden and I's guesstimation on the depth of the hole here worked. Worst case, flip it back, dig it a little more. Hopefully not.
So I am really happy with the way things went. It is the end of the day. We will be back tomorrow. So right now you're joining us. I was able to pick out some stone that we're kind of missing the sizes of. We have a lot of like smaller stuff, but right then it stops at like the 8-inch and then it jumps all the way to like 24-inch boulders. So I did my best this morning to try and pick out of the pile some 18-inchers and some smaller ones that we can still have some oomph to them to kind of plug in different gaps to get the feel we're after, but also staying a little bit smaller. Ended up being about 2 tons, so you're gonna see what it's like for us to have to bring 2 tons from our trailer up to where we're working.
I'd say that's a win.
I think it's looking mint. Kind of gives a North Shore feel, especially when you're walking on the rocks.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
All right, well, that's going to do it for the end of day 8. I can't believe how much we've gotten done in 8 days. When you consider what we've had to do to get the material up here, awesome. And then our team is just doing a great job working together. The look of this pond is really fun for me because we've had multiple people come up to look at it now throughout the day, and we've gotten the same compliment. This is really looking like the North Shore. Yeah, that's what we're going for. So I will not be here tomorrow, so hopefully the guys get you some content and kind of let you know what they're doing and what they're working on, because they're going to be working on one of my favorite parts, which is the signature to everything we do, which is the waterfall. It's not just one yard or one person. Like, we get to do this for all these eyes, all these people that are going to look at it. Like, I'm so excited. So we are having fun. We're getting a lot done. It is a big project with lots of moving parts. We're all exhausted at the end of the day. I definitely give a lot of credit to anybody who has to wear a hard hat all day, or anybody who works downtown. If you're working downtown in construction, man, these guys have awesome attitudes, moving with the traffic, moving with the moving parts, and still making just awesome progress. Wait till you see all the work that got done on the deck, because this is a fantastic project. It's not just about what we get to do here for these people, which is going to be talked about quite a lot, but man, they're doing a huge renovation to make sure this place is safe. So not only is this going to be beautiful, it's going to be safe, so people are going to really just feel like they are not in the city here. All cares, all concerns are going to disappear at the sound of the running waterfall that nobody's about to make. So that'll do it. We'll be back tomorrow, and hopefully they'll do some talking to the camera and not babble as much as I do. We are Pond King Water Gardens, where we create living works of art, 1 yard at a time. Oh man, it's a hard day of construction personing today. Oh, it feels so good to take that off. My respect to everybody who wears a hard hat all the time. My neck muscles are definitely getting stronger over this last week. But come 3 o'clock today, I was like, it's break time, so I can get this thing off of my head.